globalists and warmongers who have been plunging us into new conflicts for decades, spilling American blood and spending American treasure all over the world. There's no rhino in America who has thrown in her lot with the radical left more than Liz Cheney. Terrible. She has gone crazy. Now I get it. I've been hearing all these stories for years. Now I get it. She's gone totally crazy. And it's why in 2 months from now, the people of Wyoming are going to tell her, Liz, you're fired. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is your favorite American patriot, Dougie Red, coming to you from one of the great red states of America. Can you guess which state? Post your answer in the comment section below. Rhino Republican Liz Cheney is likely to lose her seat in the Wyoming primary in August, delivering Trump a major victory in his primary endorsements. But before I get into this, if you consider yourself a patriot, you are a die-hard patriot, you love the United States of America, subscribe and click that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Let's get into this. Trump is about to get revenge on Wyoming House Rep Liz Cheney, who voted to impeach him over the January 6th Capitol incident in Washington and for joining Nancy Pelosi's January 6th committee, which has proven to be a complete sham, waste of time, and waste of taxpayer money. Liz Cheney and the committee claimed Trump incited a riot during the Capitol incident, which turns out to be completely false. A newly released poll shows 56% of GOP voters in Wyoming would vote for Trump-endorsed Harriet Hageman. Only 28% of Wyoming Republicans would vote for Liz Cheney, which puts her 28 points behind. Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like Trump will indeed get the last laugh after all when Cheney is defeated and no longer in Congress. This primary is a big deal to Trump considering Cheney's vote to impeach. Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are counting on Cheney to win the primary so they can have an extra voice on their side because they know Harriet Hageman will not comply with their shams. Liz Cheney recently launched her re-election bid even after RNC censured her for joining the January 6th committee, and given the polls are not in her favor. She's received mostly out-of-state donations from guess who? I'll give you 10 seconds to guess. If you guess the Democrat donors, you are absolutely correct. The Democrats hate Trump so much that they are now putting money in the hands of anti-Trump Republicans like Liz Cheney. As we have seen in the past elections, money doesn't always win. 2016, for example, when Trump defeated Hillary and her super PACs after they received a total of $1.2 billion, which was far more donations than Trump received. Now, to kick off this January 6th hearing, House of Rep Benny Thompson from Mississippi started it off by playing the race card, of course, in attempts to compare the actions of those involved at the Capitol to the actions of the KKK.
I'm from a part of the country where people justify the actions of slavery, the Ku Klux Klan, and lynching. I'm reminded of that dark history as I hear voices today try and justify the actions of the insurrectionists on January 6, 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats just don't get it. I mean, the American people are getting sick and tired of the race car tactic. Instead of them tackling the nation's most serious issues like inflation, rising gas prices, open border, homeless Americans, baby formula shortage, they would rather use their time to continue their obsession of Donald Trump. Cheney claimed Trump was aware of rioters chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," but Trump has denied it, and there was no actual evidence produced at the hearing to back up this claim.
We'll hear that President Trump was yelling and, quote, really angry at advisors who told him he needed to be doing something more. And aware of the rioters' chants to hang Mike Pence, The president responded with this sentiment, quote, maybe our supporters have the right idea. Mike Pence, quote, deserves it.
Trump has denied the claim and responded on Truth Social by saying, I never said or even thought of saying hang Mike Pence. This is either a made-up story by somebody looking to be a star or fake news. We know what Liz Cheney and the Democrats are up to. They are trying their best to do anything necessary to prevent Trump from running for president again, or any office for that matter. That is their ultimate goal. They fear him defeating Joe Biden in a rematch, and at this point, they know Joe Biden will not be reelected. Joe Biden is now being called out by members of his own party over his failures of dealing with rising gas prices. Guys, I will be shocked if Joe Biden survives the Democrat primary for re-election. Ladies and gentlemen, my concern is I notice there's a divide within the Republican Party. You have your rhino establishment candidates on one side, and then you have what the media has termed America First candidates. I get primaries are intended for voters to select the best candidate, and that's perfectly fine. That's the purpose of a primary, but whomever the majority of the voters select, Republicans need to come together and defeat the Democrat. The goal after the primary is to focus on defeating the Democrat. You see, Democrats tend to be more united when it comes to winning against a Republican. Although within the Democrat Party, you're seeing far-left AOC type candidates clashing with moderates. But my point is, don't get mad and sit out of the midterms because your candidate did not win their primary. You need to exercise your right to vote. Stay true to your values and just vote. What's that saying? Vote for the lesser of the two evils. I know it can be tough voting for a rhino, but the Democrat will most likely side with their party 100% of the time unless they are in a tight swing district. My message to you is don't give up if your candidate did not win. There will always be another primary. You know, I try to get along with liberals, but their mentality just won't allow me. Guys, if you agree with my message, subscribe, like, and continue to watch my videos. I hope you all have a good week ahead and stay safe out there. Until next time, I am out.